So I wanted to point this out because it's just a glimmer of positivity in the darkness of the news cycle these past few days. Coldplay's Chris Martin was at Wembley Stadium a couple of nights ago, and he encouraged this audience of over 80,000 people to send love to the family of Charlie Kirk. And I was happy to see that, you know, the reaction from the crowd was positive as well, and that they didn't rebel against what he was trying to do in that moment. Let's show that video.
Yep, here we go.
And so, with that in mind, for the final time for a few years in London, let's raise our hands like this and send love anywhere you want to send it in the world. And there are so many places that might need it today. So here it comes from London. You can send this to your brother or your sister. You can send it to the families of people who've been going through terrible stuff. You can send it to Charlie Kirk's family. You can send it to anybody's family. You can send it to people you disagree with, but you send them love anyway. You can send it to peaceful people in the Middle East, in Ukraine, in Russia, in Azerbaijan, in Sudan, in Somalia, anywhere that you think might need love from London. Here it comes. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
So he did mention Charlie Kirk's family there, and I didn't notice any negative reaction from the audience.
No, it would have been very standout too, because the crowd remained pretty silent through all of this.
Right.
Somalia got a big shout out.
Yeah,
from
I don't know
people.
what that
I don't know
was
what that was
about,
about, but in general. And it runs very contrary to a lot of everything else we're seeing here. So.
Well, including this awful speech that was given by the frontman of Bob Vylan, which we discussed over back when Glastonbury Festival was going on. He ended up getting banned from, I believe, he was banned from the United States for what he said at Glastonbury. He was chanting death to the IDF and being extremely inflammatory. At this recent concert in Amsterdam, he went off dedicating a performance to Charlie Kirk in the worst way possible. So here's what he said.
I want to dedicate this next one to an absolute piece of shit of a human being. The pronouns was, were. Because if you chat shit, you will get banned. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, you piece of shit.
And obviously the average person who goes to a Bob Vylan concert is completely in line with the sentiment that he was sharing there. They're the prime example of like just the absolute scum of society that's celebrating this right now and ridiculing it. And I'm not surprised whatsoever that he said those things. However, I don't understand why you would say that with your whole chest on stage in front of people recording you. You knew that it was going to go viral. You knew that it was going to get attention. And then you walk it back and you fully just lie about it after the fact. He went on his X and recorded this video acting like none of that happened. And he said, we didn't celebrate Charlie Kirk's death at all. What are you talking about? Calm down. What are you, offended?
You know what I think it is, and I honestly do believe this, is one of the things that we've seen. And by the way, I want to offer my condolences to his family, to everything. We were gone while all this was going on. It was horrific. But one of the things that I've seen is that they don't watch the clips. So they have these predisposed notions of who Charlie Kirk was based on one of two things: either transcript of edited clips or watching edited clips themselves. They don't actually watch anything in its full context. So what he's doing right now, he's playing to exactly the type of person that would feel that way, which is he's just going to lie. He's going to pretend he didn't do it, knowing that either they already believe him and aren't going to check, or they're not going to check anyways because they don't actually look into these things. It is just a form of, it's lie by omission in the worst possible way, which is like you just tell the next lie and you know that even if only half the people buy it, that's half more than would have believed beforehand. And that's just a tactic of people with no actual morals.
Well, this guy knows that he's not going to lose any fans over this because they're all completely aligned with him ideologically. And I would say for a lot of people, yes, they're ignorant to what Charlie actually expressed and what his views were. But a lot of them know full well what his views were, and they know full well that he was engaging in peaceful debate and that he never advocated for violence. And they don't care. They still think that he deserved what happened to him because they're so entrenched in vice and their intellect is completely darkened by evil. But here is what he offered as a way to walk back his statements later on.
Yo, real quick. At no point during yesterday's show was Charlie Kirk's death celebrated. At no point whatsoever.
Oh, well, now they put it like that.
Charlie Kirk's death. I did call him a piece of shit. That much is true. But at no point was his death celebrated. If it was, go find me a quote, go find me something that proves that we were celebrating his death. You're not going to find it because it didn't happen. What did happen is one reporter that bought their ticket online came with the sole purpose of finding something to report, and after I called him a piece of shit and we played a song, they have written that up as a celebration. Not a celebration, isn't a celebration, wasn't a celebration.
So what is it? Is that it's a dedication? I dedicate this song and the phrase "rest in piss."
Well, everyone is cheering. Like, come on now.
I can't.
It's just so intellectually dishonest. And I'm not losing any sleep over the people who are losing their jobs over the disgusting things they're saying about Charlie online. Bob Vylan obviously is an exception because he doesn't have a real job other than talking shit and making shitty music. But he did face consequences for this, thankfully. The follow-up show that he had scheduled in the Netherlands did get canceled by the venue, and they released a statement condemning him. They said, "We believe the statements Bob Vylan made last night clearly cross a line. We strongly reject the trivialization of political murder and the call to go look for people in the streets. While we understand that the statements were made in the context of punk and activism, and that the reporting on them is sometimes less nuanced than what actually happened," even that is drawing him too much quarter, "we nevertheless believe that these new statements go too far. They no longer fall within the boundaries of what we can offer a stage." So I'm actually surprised that they did cancel his show for the next night.
Yeah.
But that's encouraging, at least. That they're willing to at least, say this isn't okay.
I guess if we're going to use musicians as like some type of barometer for like what you want to associate with, I don't know what Coldplay's politics are, nor do I really care. I can guess what Bob Vylan's politics are, but I don't really care. The real question to me is, who is like, of these two examples of artists, which one more closely resembles a person you would actually want to associate with in the real world, devoid of their fame, right? Do you want to be around the people that, even if they disagreed with someone, offer some sort of, tone of apologetics and sadness and hope for the world in light of awful incidents? Or do you want to be with somebody who talks about the idea of rest in piss to a guy who did nothing more than go to college campuses to cordially discuss things with people that he disagreed with? I don't think that the average everyday person who isn't terminally online and just riddled with ideology wants to associate with someone that more closely resembles Bob Vylan. But what I was saying to you before the show, I said what's become more clear to me than ever is that I don't think anymore of these uprisings as a construct of the youth, though I'm assuming that's what his audience is. Like, I don't think it's boomers at the Bob Vylan concert. I think it's boomers at the Coldplay concert. But if I'm talking about who I think these people are in the real world, they're the hippies. The one who hates you the most is the hippie with the HR job. That's what it feels like to me. And those aren't people that I want to be associating with. I don't want to be associating with the hippies that think it's okay for somebody to die for their ideas. And I don't want to associate with some 20-something who thinks that it's okay to say rest in piss to somebody.
We have a 20 from IC All. "Hey, Brett, I thought you were going to be gone for 2 weeks. I was looking forward to Mary messing up for a whole week again. LOL, good times. No offense, Mary." Wow.
There was, look, tech issues happen all the time. It's
no one's fault.
It's no one's fault. And I was gone for like a week and a half because I was gone the Wednesday before. So yeah.
The thing is, people would like to believe something that makes them feel more comfortable, which is, okay, Chris Martin's audience in this video at Wembley represents the normies. And then this clip of Bob Vylan in this venue that holds, 200 people, that represents the fringe. And I don't know anyone like that. That's not representing how people really feel, but that's not true. And like that's the depressing thing about all of this, is that it's clarified, and it's good that it's clarified things, but it's clarified for a lot of people who maybe don't pay as much attention to the media landscape and to politics, that they are related to, friends with, co-workers with, acquaintances with people who either quietly or vocally agree with the sentiment shared by Bob Vylan, not by Chris Martin. And touching grass, getting off social media, putting your phone away doesn't really offer you an escape from that, because the divisions have gone far beyond that, just the fringes of TikTok. It's breached the containment zone into our real lives.
Yeah, it's the lady in HR. It's the guy who's like looking to give you a home loan. It's all of these people who work. It's not poor people. It's not rich people. It's normal.
Yeah.
It's not just rich elites. It's not just poor underclass people. It's just normies. Like I said, it's the boomers. It's not exclusively, but it's a boomer with a good job and a retirement. And we talk all the time. It's the old people protesting in Charlestown.
Yeah.
All the time. And
they have
it's crazy.
Jobs, lives, families, just like everyone else.
Yep.
And we are in a society with them, and we need to figure out very quickly how we will respond going forward, because it's not just a chronically online issue anymore. And it honestly never was, but this revealed that to people who needed to learn.
Chronically online isn't what radicalized them. It was MSNBC telling you that, the right is an existential threat to America.
People, that's true.
And that's on the politicians for using that rhetoric, and then the media for parroting that rhetoric and holding to it. And I'm very, very shocked every day, more and more, how much people have grown comfortable with the idea that what you say should earn you some form of physical violence when it comes to politics. So.
Well, related to that,
he was the moderate in almost every respect. He wanted to talk to people he disagreed with. You listen to, I could never have that level of patience with people. Like I can't. Like I don't have it. Like the ability to have a reasoned discussion with people who see the world completely different than you, knowing all you know, you have to have not just an immense level of intellect, but an immense level of grace and patience to be able to reach across the aisle and speak with those people calmly, cool. That's the whole point, right? Is a lot of times, like what I found, and this happens on both, to anyone in a debate. If you don't know enough about what you're talking about, that's when you go to ad hominem. That's when you go to attacks, right? When you're not comfortable enough in everything that you're sharing. At least that's what it seems like to me. Like if you don't feel strongly in your position, that's when you start to lose your cool. He was not somebody who lost his cool. He was somebody that spoke calmly, spoke with grace, and spoke kindly to people he saw that he thinks, or that saw the world completely different than him. And
yeah, and we have another 20 here. No Control said, welcome back, Brett. I hope the recent news didn't disrupt your honeymoon. I wish you and your new family the best. Hi, Mary. Hi.
It made things more, it brought the real world back into a sharper sense of focus, and given where I work and what we do, it does make life a little bit more difficult. It absolutely does. It was not an easy thing to hear. It was very, very, very difficult. And I'm glad that you guys here handled it as well. Like, you guys really did. Like, you handled it perfectly. There could not have been a better, more respectful way. I was telling you before the show, I was like, I don't know if I would have even done that. Like, I tend to be so tunnel vision about getting the job done that it wouldn't have occurred to me till after that the decorum needed to be what it was, and you handled it perfectly.
Thank you. Evidently, as you were saying, Charlie had a huge heart for people who disagreed with him, and perhaps overestimated how ignorant they are at times in their favor. He was being charitable to them to assume that they just were lacking information. Because a lot of people that have revealed themselves to be just absolute monsters in recent days, they are not ignorant to the facts. They have revealed that they know who Charlie Kirk was, and they know exactly what he stood for and the ideas that he shared, and they just believe that violence is the response to that. They just... It's not that they're lacking information. It's not that they're not well-adjusted people. They're not basement dwellers. They're high functioning. Salary
jobs.
Average intelligence, successful on all accounts. Polite.
It was teachers. It was nurses. It was people who are expected to give care to people who are sick, to teach the young. Like, that should be terrifying to everyone.
Absolutely.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media, and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.